All right, how you doing?
We did it.
This works pretty well. I like
How,
Instagram Live. I've done Facebook Live. First time doing Instagram Live.
so I wanted to do all of this. Well, welcome to the Small Business Saturday
Thank you very
series,
much.
Andrew, with a shade above, right? That's the
Yes.
official name.
Shade Above Window Fashions is the full name.
Okay. I wanted to do it on Facebook Live, but I couldn't interview someone live.
Oh, okay. So that also Instagram can do something that Facebook can't with the live. It's interesting.
Yeah, and there's like an add-on called Be Live that we've been playing around with that I might do for next week so that I can have it on Facebook Live. We were trying to do it this week, but the week got away from me. I didn't rehearse it, so this is good and this works.
Yeah, and hey, a lot of people are using Instagram, especially for businesses, as we know. I mean, some people use it more than Facebook.
Exactly. So, and we are recording these and we'll be posting them on all different kinds of platforms. So, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, let's start by you sharing what your business is, where you're located, and all that jazz.
Okay, we are Shade Above Window Fashions. We are on the northwest corner of University and Sterling in Davie. And we sell all kinds of window treatments, from roller shades to plantation shutters, Roman shades, outdoor patio shades, you name it. We sell it, and we've been here for 36 years now in the same location. And, we're proud to be here. We've been servicing the community a long time. And, we just continue to grow.
So I'm so happy I have gotten to meet you because I've always wanted to do plantation shutters. And, I just never got around to it. So now I have a connect.
That's perfect. And as you can see, they're right back here. So we definitely have them.
I see. And I know your wife.
Yes, you do. I know. She's a big fan of yours.
Oh, I'm a big fan of her. She's a rock star.
She is.
Okay. So so obviously you're not old enough to have started the business if you've been in business for 34 years.
Oh, 36 years. Yeah, I was a little kid. I started it. No. It's a family business. My dad, who is still with the business today, he founded it in 1984. We actually spent, I believe, the first year in North Miami, and then we moved to Davie after that. And he goes back farther than that. I'm actually third generation now. My grandmother actually got into the industry back in the late 60s. She worked at J.C. Penney selling drapery. And
wow.
She decided to start her own business. So, which I think is really cool. A nice example 50 years ago of a female entrepreneur. And yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So she started it. My dad joined her when he was young, in his early 20s. And they did a lot of traditional back then shop at home, where you'd go to the home, and that was their business model. I think they had a small storefront and, a lot of drapery. And then in the early 80s, my dad decided to start a new business model, which at the time, until 2005, we were known as Window Coverings to Go. And yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. And the business model at the time was to go. Was you come in, he would just sell basic aluminum blinds, mini blinds. You come in, everything's pre-made. You get what you like. And then over time, he saw it change where people said, oh, well, can I get it in red? And he would say, okay, I can get it for you in red. We're going to have to custom order it. Can you get somebody to install it? We can get somebody to install it. So it went from there to being a small to-go place to being full custom, which is what we do now. And that's why in 2005, we did change our name to A Shade Above Window Fashions, which, we're not as much to-go now. We're more about custom. Everything's custom made. Can still get everything done pretty quickly, but it's a different business model. And what's unique about us is that we are a showroom, that we have people come here, that we have a unique 3,000 square foot showroom with over 100 full-size displays. So we like that business model, that people actually come here instead of just coming to the house with a few samples. People come here and get to actually try out everything, see how it's going to look in their house. And then, of course, we send technicians out to do all the measuring, look at the final samples in the home. So I think it's a neat business model that's really grown over the years.
That's fascinating. Well, I don't know if you know this about me, but most of my audience that's watching does. I really like the color red.
Okay, there you go. It's perfect. We have things in red. We're actually doing some red patio shades next week we're installing, which are very unique. So I have them in the back getting ready to install them. Can't wait to get some pictures of that one.
Awesome. Okay. So when you were growing up, Andrew, were you like, I can't wait to start in the family business? Or were you like, I can't wait to not be in the family business?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really interested as a kid. I did work one summer. I spent the whole summer here basically creating their first database, data entry. I think it was really just for my parents to keep me busy, keep me out of trouble. So, you know, and then when I got out of, I was in journalism for a long time. I didn't join the family business right away. I was a sports writer.
Ah.
And I actually covered the Dolphins for a while.
Wow.
And was a beat writer. And I had that going for over 10 years in journalism. And, you know, then things change. I had kids. You get older. You don't like to be away from home much. And you really business more. And the family business. And you're like, you know, something I wasn't interested in at 20 years old actually interests me a lot right now. So I always thought about it in the back of my mind, doing it one day. But I finally decided to make that jump, and I love it. I really enjoy it. I like that there's so many different aspects of it. There's selling, there's the business side, there's advertising, working with people, working with manufacturers. So by so fast, it's incredible. I'm like, I can't believe it's already Friday, Saturday.
I know. And don't you find in COVID that I don't even know what day of the week it is sometimes. Like, you know, it's just crazy, right?
Yeah. And, you know, and I've been fortunate that we have been able to stay open in a limited basis during COVID. So I am coming here. We're open by appointment only. So we're trying to limit it to, you know, one person in the showroom at a time. We're also really expanded our virtual appointments now, which is a new thing, which, you know, I do it like this. I bring the cell phone around the showroom and I show people and we can sell that way. So, you know, I do feel like, I know there's some people who don't, you know, I feel like we're fortunate that we're able to stay open a little bit as an essential business, but it's just another world right now. I mean, it's crazy what's going on.
So are you guys classified as an essential business?
Yes, I think because we, you know, safety and security, first of all, for shades. I mean, that is a lot of times, you know, people need it for heat, for privacy. It is something that is essential to people. And we're limiting it to more essential service calls right now. And we sell building parts, which is also essential. So, but, you know, we're not doing walk-ins like we normally do. And of course, everyone has to wear face masks and, you know, people are bringing in gloves. And I have found it a little tricky to work in face mask. By the end of the day, I can't breathe, but I got to do it. I mean, you know, number one is safety right now. And that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Did you start the virtual thing? You had not done the virtual thing before COVID. This is a new thing.
We had not done it. I mean, the only time I had done video, very few times. We actually get a decent amount of customers in the Caribbean. So I've done WhatsApp videos with them before, but that was just very limited. Once this happened, I reached out to our web designer and she came up with the idea to really play on the website, you know, virtual selling, and people can just log right onto our website and make an appointment. And, you know, it's worked pretty well. Some of the people are still choosing to come in after that. We're doing kind of an initial consultation virtually. I can show them around the showroom and they can show me their house. And either we can just do the sale like that, which we've done a couple times, or people after that choose to come in and kind of make their final purchase here. So I find that it's working. And, you know, you just want to be adaptable right now. A lot of people don't want to be coming in, and you don't want a lot of people leaving their houses right now.
Right.
So if you can do a sale that way, I think it works really well. And I think it is something we're going to continue doing even after COVID. You know, even appointments we weren't really doing before COVID. Showroom appointments, we were telling people, look, just come in. We always have qualified salespeople here to work with you. You don't need to make appointments. But I'm finding now that I actually like appointments. You know when someone's coming in and you can mentally prepare for them. And so I'm finding that some positives are coming out of this. I can see the business model changing a little bit.
Wow, I love that. So Andrew, gosh, a beat reporter covering the Dolphins. So what do you think about Tua?
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, just bringing relevancy to the Dolphins right now. It's been so long, and that's who I wanted all along. I mean, you know, everyone thought the Dolphins weren't going to win a game and they were going to get the number one pick and get Tua. Then they start winning and you're like, oh, you know, good, they're winning, but is this going to hurt getting Tua? And to be able to get him in the end, I think it's going to bring so much excitement to Miami. We're season ticket holders. Our family's been season ticket holders since '72. So, you know, whenever we can get back to the games, I'm very excited. And I think this is going to be, I'm hoping for a decade plus of the Dolphins being an exciting team.
Well, what did you think about the draft being online?
It was strange. It was kind of nice. It was different. And
well, at least we had something to watch, right?
Right. And at the time, a lot of people were saying they should postpone the draft. But I said, no, I think it's going to be a good thing. I think people need that right now.
Right.
and people need sports and they want something to get optimistic about. So
Right.
I liked it. I think it was kind of neat watching the players in their homes and the coaches and GMs and Roger Goodell in his basement.
Right.
And it was unique. I know it's not going to be the norm, but I think for this year it worked really well.
Where'd you go to school? College?
University of Florida. Gators. Canes, right? Canes?
I know Jessica told you I'm a huge Florida State Seminole.
Oh, FSU. That's right.
You
that's
see my
right.
garnet and gold chair, right?
Right. You're FSU. And, yeah, I'm a Gator. I actually grew up a big Canes fan. Well, so when I went to UF, it was a big adjustment, but I made the switch.
I grew up a Gator fan and applied to Gainesville, and I got the letter and it said, "Congratulations, you're a Gator, but you need to come and start in the summer." And then literally the next day, I got the letter from FSU saying, "Congratulations, you're a Seminole. See you in September." And I said, "I'm a Seminole."
Isn't that funny? One little decision changes your whole life.
Absolutely. So are you familiar with, so the first guest on my Small Business Saturday series was one of my tenants up the street from you.
It was Caneswear. And I saw that episode, and that's when I started thinking Canes. Yeah. That was, so, I'm not buying Cane stuff these days, but I have plenty of friends that are.
Well, how about Dolphin stuff? He's got a big line.
He's got all the Dolphin stuff. Tua jerseys, I'm sure, are coming very soon.
I am sure. Do you know Brett? Have you met Brett, the owner?
I don't think I've actually met him, but I got to.
I'm going to connect you because you're two small business owners. We all need to support each other.
Definitely, most definitely.
They might need some blinds. He's getting married soon, so maybe they're moving into a new house. So let's make that connection, okay?
That would be great. That would be excellent.
Okay, and you can buy a Tua jersey.
Exactly. We're just waiting to see what number he wears. He was number 13 in college, but that's kind of taken forever in Florida. There's in Miami, no number 13. So we'll have to see what number he wears.
Are they ever going to retire Dan's jersey, do you think?
No, they did. It's retired. Nobody can wear 13.
Oh, okay. So. All right. Okay, so let's move on. So tell us do you have like a perfect customer?
No, I mean, what's unique about us, we cater to everybody. I mean, we have things in every budget from, basic faux wood blinds and basic roller shades to high end, everything can be motorized. We can do, we do one window, we do whole homes. So, we always prided ourselves in working with everybody. So, and that's what, a lot of people think too, who haven't bought custom window shades before that, it's too expensive. I don't want to buy custom. I'm just going to get from a big box store. But, I think people are actually surprised that there really is something in every budget for everybody. And custom blinds, can be up there in price. You can do a lot, or they can actually be pretty reasonable. So we welcome everybody.
Love that. Now, was your grandmother instrumental in picking the Davie location? Was she still involved in the business, or was it your dad?
I think it was my dad. At that point, my grandmother was kind of winding down. So that was my dad.
Did your dad pick it because it's next to a Home Depot?
No, actually, the Home Depot wasn't here yet. We were here first. Us and DeSalvo's were the first two stores in the plaza when the University Creek Plaza opened.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that was, but, when Home Depot came at first, we weren't sure what to think about it. But it's actually, I think it's helped business a lot because people go there and then they see that we're open. Okay, let's see what they have here. So it's actually been really good over the years for business. And, I remember coming to Davie. I was a kid when we moved here from North Miami. And I remember thinking, where are we? It's like cow pastures. This is where we're going to live now. And I've just seen Davie grow so much over the last, 30 plus years. And I never thought I'd be back in Davie. As a kid, a lot of times you think, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to move to California or something. And
right.
Then I ended up not only moving back to South Florida, but staying in my hometown. And I love Davie, and Jessica loves it. And we never want to leave. I mean, I love that it's still kind of green compared to other cities. And it's got a different feeling, I think, than a lot of South Florida cities.
I love Davie. I'm a big proponent of Davie. I love it. And I love to support my Davie businesses. Right. So, so a lot of the people that are watching are leasing agents because that's who my peeps are, right? I'm a leasing agent. I did have this thought when you were saying, we weren't sure when Home Depot was coming in, what that would do. When I first bought shops of Arrowhead where Las Espadas is. So, Las Espadas subs, right?
Oh, of course. Who doesn't? Okay. Best subs.
So, I told Harry, the owner of Las Espadas, I said, I'm going to try to bring in a Panera. And he's like, no, I don't want you to bring in a Panera. And I said, I know, but I'm going to bring in a Panera. And then when I signed the Panera, he was like, I can't believe you did this to me. I said, I promise you, this is going to be a good thing. Right. And my goal was to add, a bunch of restaurants, which, we have Mission Barbecue, Burger 21, Panera, Las Patas. Of course, like what I thought, I wanted a shopping center where if you were working at American Express down the street and a group of people said, where should we go eat? They go, well, let's go to the center that Las Patas is in because there's 4 places. And if Las Patas has their typical 45 people in line, and we don't have time, we can go to another place. So his sales went up after Panera opened.
Oh, well, exactly. So sometimes you don't know what to think, but it can help. So exactly. We can definitely relate to that.
So speaking of leasing, I wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the word canvassing? And if you haven't or have, do you know what it means?
I mean, I think I have a basic, it's for, when leasing agents come and, basically pitch a new location, right? Is that the general gist of it? Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Okay. So my question to you is, if someone walked into your business, the store or the shop, and you weren't with a customer, and they said, hey, we've got this flyer of this shopping center, a couple miles away, how would you feel about that if they were to try to introduce you to an opportunity?
To an opportunity a few miles away for a new location? Or
either a relocation or a new location. Just the fact of them coming in, would you think that they were interrupting you? Would you hate it? Would you be open to chatting again if you weren't busy?
Oh, no, I'd be fascinated. I mean, I'm always, you're always open to new ideas. A new location, tell me how that would benefit us. And, yeah, I mean, there's some salespeople that come in, you're like, but that would be one I'd want to listen to.
I love it. I teach leasing agents around the country how to lease space. This is, I own my shopping centers, and then 15 to 20%, I travel the country, and that's my job. I teach them how to lease space. And I'm called the canvassing queen because I preach canvassing. Right. And a lot of times they'll say, we can't go canvassing because the mom and pop owners don't want us to interrupt them. And I'm like, that's so not true. They don't want the cable guy to interrupt them. But when you say I own a shopping center down the street, or I have a market study and I can tell you what the rents are, they're interested.
Right. Hey, I can make you more money. Oh, let's talk a little more,
Exactly. Awesome. So what I'm going to do, so I wanted to create this series, the Small Business Saturday series, because I want to promote small businesses. I'm on a mission, and I'll talk about that in a second. So I want to promote the businesses, but I also wanted to get that clip from many, many mom and pops. I'm going to put it together, and I'm going to show it at my next
Perfect. I like it.
Speaking of my mission, so I have a friend by the name of Hugh Chen, and he is also in real estate. He's the president of a company called Saglo. And 5 weeks ago, when this thing hit, he created something, you can't read it, it's backwards, but it says, Congress Help Small Business Now. And we have gotten over almost 790 people to make a sign and hold it up. And we have put it out on Facebook and all kinds of social media platforms. We've sent it to Marco Rubio, and we're like saying, this is way before PPP, and now during PPP, and now post PPP, that you have to help our small businesses. So my request to you, if you and Jessica and the kids can do it, or just have the kids do it, post it on social, and we'll add you to the collage of pictures that we're sending to the Congress.
I love it. It's done. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So back onto some more questions. So what has been back to the canvassing. Does anyone ever walk in your store besides me? I've been in there a few times, and I didn't know you were Jessica's husband. But does anyone ever come into your store and canvass for shopping centers?
I mean, I'm sure it's happened over the years, not regularly, but.
So you can't, there hasn't been 10 over the last year.
No, definitely not. I think more of my house. I'm always getting the flyers for your house. Hey, interested in selling. But no, not leasing agents come into the business. Does not happen all the time.
Okay. All right. So Andrew, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from the COVID crisis?
That you have to adapt, and adapt right away. I think by us adapting and, not I think a lot of people just kind of sat back and freaked out, didn't know what to think. What's it going to do for your business? Right away, like I said, I reached out to our web person. We came up with the idea of having the private showroom tours and the virtual tours where you can sign up right on the website. And, what's fascinating is, believe it or not, we have actually done, even with inflation factored in, we've done better business this month than we did in September 2008 at the height of the financial crisis. I looked back at the numbers.
Wow.
And that kind of shocked us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. Good for you guys.
And I think that to me, that says something good about the economy too, that maybe this isn't going to be as bad long-term, that there are still people out there that want to support businesses and that want to shop. So that really surprised us, not even being traditionally open and being able to do that. So, you got to adapt from a business standpoint with COVID. That's what I realized right away, that no matter what, if you want to survive, you have to adapt and adapt quickly.
100%. I find it fascinating. Like, Andrew, did you know day one, we're going to be a necessity business for protection purposes? Did you get that? Like, did you understand
Well, once
that?
I started reading the categories, I wasn't sure obviously at first. When I started reading the categories, I saw this is something and we're going to do it safely and we're going to do it responsibly. But yes, because we need to. I mean, people really rely on their window treatments for that. Sometimes it's decorative, but a lot of people, people are looking right at the street. They're in a condo building. They don't want people looking in, and things are, they need their shades. And for heat too. I mean, this has been the hottest April on record in South Florida, and, people need window treatments in that case. So I did realize right away, once I started looking at the categories, that yes, we are going to be able to be open, and we just have to figure out how to do it smartly and how to do it safely.
Have you advertised this whole spin? Cause I think, I don't know if we're going to be open in a week or 5 weeks, but and I, again, had no idea. I knew I was interviewing you. I had no idea, never connected the dots with all these people that are in apartments and in condos and home. I bet they're sitting around thinking, I never thought I needed window shades, but I need them now. Like, are you doing any kind of promotions to talk about this?
I've done a little bit on Facebook and Google, just some basic, getting the word out that we are open by appointment, and we're doing the private tours, and if this is something that you need, we do our regular print advertising every month. We're in some different magazines.
And the value pack. Are you in the value pack?
We're not in value pack. We do a lot of Our City? Are you familiar with Our City?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I preach to my leasing agents. I look in those magazines every week. I have 5 of them. I look in the value packs, and this is how we find business owners. Because I say, when you're prospecting, you want to find a guy who's paying rent already and open.
Right.
Because you want tenants who are open and paying rent. And what better place to find them in shopping centers? But before you even go out in the car, those community magazines, I say, if they're advertising, they have money, because it's the first thing that goes if the business is not doing well.
Right. And that's what we had to decide. We had to decide way back in early April, what are we going to do for our May advertising? Because, you have to decide that several weeks in advance. So you'll see in the coming month, we have the ads really playing up the virtual tours. And it also mentions the private showroom tours, tells you to call or visit the website as opposed to our normal ads with our hours.
Right.
So we did have to adapt to that. But so we're trying to get the word out as much as we can.
Have you ever done any bus benches?
No, I know years ago we did, we took billboards. We used to do that a long time ago. But I don't know if we've done not in recent years. I know we tried a lot of different things in the 80s and 90s, and we've experimented with a lot. We've experimented with cable TV over the years. And we have found for our business that the best has been a combination of magazine, and the right magazine that fits our business model. And I like Facebook advertising a lot. That is something that I've really started over the last year. And I like that you can really control who the message is going to. And
right. And retarget. Do you retarget who goes to the website? Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
As a property owner, a shopping center owner, we control the 3 bus benches in front of our 3 shopping centers.
Okay.
And I rotate tenants' signs in and out as additional signage. Because, you guys are set back. You're not on University.
I know, which is the one I've always wished we weren't, weren't set back all the way.
Right. But so my tenants too are all set back. So I have the Starbucks Blaze Pizza. I have the La Spada's Center, and then I have the Fresh Kitchen Vicky Bakery Center.
Right.
And so we have a bus bench in front of all three, and we rotate tenant signs to get some visibility on University Drive.
Okay. No, I like that. That's great.
Okay, so last question. Anything you want to share or say before so do you think your kids will take over your business?
Who knows?
Fourth generation?
Fourth generation. I'm sure my dad never thought I would. I also have a sister, too, who's in the industry. She was originally involved in our business, and then she and her husband decided to move out of state. So she's involved with window treatment. She works for a company based out of Boston, and she works remotely in North Carolina. So, but yeah, both my parents' kids ended up being involved in it. So you never know. I hope that we're fortunate that we're around another 36 years and that my kids can get involved. But, I wouldn't mind them doing what I did. Go off and do something else first. Develop skills that you normally wouldn't. I think my journalism skills actually helped me in the business world. And go off, and if they want to get in right away, great. But if not, go try something else. And then if you still find that you want to get into the business, it's there. And it's going to be really interesting to see. But, right now my daughter's about to turn 4 and our son's 1.5. So
a little early.
Yeah, but my daughter loves coming to the store. We're not open on Sundays. A lot of times I'll come here to do an hour or two of work, and she loves coming in. So she's getting that bug early on.
So back to the journalism for a second, just curious. So I probably am one of the only people, on God's green earth that still gets newspaper delivery, which is, I get the Miami Herald. And do you get a hard copy of the newspaper or no?
I don't, just because I read it online. I subscribe to both the Herald and the Sun Sentinel digitally.
Okay.
It's just, with being with kids, you wake up, you're dealing with kids, you're working, you're coming home, kids. Yeah. It would pile up for us. But I'm reading throughout the day. I love the digital subscription. And, they're really affordable. I'm always telling people, subscribe to your local newspaper. Local journalism is so important. And, so do digital.
I've been using, so I like the hard copy. I just like it because I'm a reader and I like, the hard copies. But I'm always looking at the ads, Andrew. I want to know who's advertising, who I can talk to for tenants. But, and now I'm looking at the local, like the neighbors section of the Herald and the Sun Sentinel for ideas of what are retailers, mom and pop tenants doing to adapt so I can share them with my tenants.
Right.
Because I think the level of collaboration that's been going on, that's a silver lining. I have hair salon and nail salon tenants collaborating on, as OSHA guidelines are coming down and they're setting, you're going to have one cape per customer. You have to have a certain thermometer. They're all sharing together and saying, I found, disposable capes on this site, or this is where I got the thermometer. And together, competitors are working together.
Wow, great.
What a wonderful thing. So another question with your sports background before I go to the last question is college football. I'm so scared. I'm here. I just heard this morning. First of all, I read an article this morning in the Wall Street Journal that basically says it's not going to happen. Then I posted something on Facebook saying, "Oh my gosh, no college football. What are we going to do?" And then someone said it's going to happen in February. So have you heard anything about football?
No, I mean, I've been talking to I have a lot of NFL connections, and I've been talking to people. I mean, obviously nobody thinks there's going to be fans in the stands, or if there is, it's going to be very limited. The question is, will there be an NFL? And it all goes hand in hand, college and NFL.
Right.
If they're going to be a season at all. One worry I've heard is that they'll be able to start the season, but if this comes back in the fall, in the winter, are they going to be able to finish the season? And all I will say is with both college and pro football, there's so much money at stake, and people want to watch it. I mean, people want to watch sports right now.
Right.
So I think if they'll figure out a way to do it safely, they will. But it's going to be a challenge because, you're talking about with football, especially more than other sports, each team in college football has 100 players. You have staff. You have so many people involved. And I know there's thoughts with sports in general. Is there a way you could quarantine everybody for the season?
Right.
Check them every day.
That's what the Wall Street Journal was talking about, that they wanted to get the college kids in July to a quarantine environment. They want to use the football players as guinea pigs. It was like bizarre, this article this morning. Yeah. But, if college football, just the fact that we didn't have March Madness is completely financially hurting colleges.
Absolutely.
Like all those side sports, women's softball, lacrosse, swimming, tennis, without the finances from March Madness and college football, so many programs are going to be discontinued. It's heartbreaking. And it's so confusing because I don't know if you heard, but last week the mayor of LA announced no sports or concerts till 2021. My son is a huge Rams fan. So what does that mean? The Rams don't play in LA, but they can play road games? Like,
right. I think the only way they'll do it is if they all play at some kind of neutral sites. I don't think they would let them. I think the NFL is going to have to do, if California is not letting teams, they're not going to have stadiums in Florida doing it. I think they would have to do some kind of neutral sites where it would all be catered to television. And, you know, I think they desperately want to do that. And like I said, I think everybody wants it. But I think the idea of fans is not going to happen. But I just hope they can figure something out.
My younger son is a golfer, and his Christmas present, he got one Christmas present this year, and it was to go to the Masters on the Sunday. And, you know, it's heartbreaking. You know, we watched last year's Masters on the day we were supposed to be at the Masters, right? But I don't know about you. I'm a huge sports fan. I'm really tired of watching all the repeats of the 1987 games.
I know. And I'm hoping NBA, they can, you know, the playoffs, because I love NBA. And, you know, that's another thing they're talking about, maybe quarantine them all in Vegas or Orlando just for a month, having a mini playoffs, just something. But
well, there's plenty of hotel rooms in Vegas that they can quarantine them in.
Right.
One a floor.
Right. Or Disney World, I've heard, because they have all those sports complexes and hotels. So I think the key will be, you know, can they test everybody easily? And I'm just hoping, because everybody needs a break from this. And I think sports is a good outlet for that.
I agree. Okay. So the last question. So what is the first business you will run to the minute the quarantine is up?
Well, I think it's going to be a haircut. My hair is definitely longer than it's been in a while. So haircut first, then go to a restaurant. I love going to restaurants. I just like sitting down. And
favorite restaurant in South Florida or Davie?
My favorite is Davie's Vienna Cafe.
I love Vienna.
I love Vienna. So, you know, I can't wait to just sit down, get a sit-down meal and a drink, and get a babysitter. You know, Jessica and I would love to go out. So haircut first, then a meal out, and I think we're all really, really looking forward to it.
Well, Andrew, thank you so much for being on our episode. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your episode 6, lucky 6, and of the Small Business Saturday series. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you. So everyone that's watching, if you need any kind of blinds or window coverings, whether you're local or not local, reach out to A Shade Above Window Fashions.
Yes, you can visit us at ashadeaboveflorida.com. Please come. Like I said, we're doing the virtual tours, the private tours, and we'd love your business.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.